If you're trying to avoid shoulder pain or trying to rehab your shoulder, do these exercises. What's up everyone, it's Dr. Andrew. Today we're going to be talking about the rotator cuff. Now the rotator cuff is a group of 4 muscles that attach on the shoulder blade, and then they come and attach right here on this bone right here called the humerus. These 4 muscles help stabilize the shoulder joint, and if they're weak, if they're inflamed, then you can have a lot of shoulder pain, especially with normal daily activities, throwing the football, throwing the baseball, or lifting weights in the gym. Now it is very important to make sure that these muscles of the rotator cuff stay strong and also that they stay loose and that they're flexible. So what we're going to look at today is common exercises to strengthen the rotator cuff. So the rotator cuff has 3 main movements. The first one is shoulder external rotation. The next is shoulder internal rotation. And then the third one is abduction like this. So the rotator cuff also plays a major part of shoulder stability. It keeps the head of the humerus, so this bone right here, keeps the head of the humerus in good contact with the scapula. And if those shoulder rotator cuff muscles are not strong, then that shoulder isn't going to move correctly, and then you're going to have stuff like impingement, and you're going to have all kinds of different issues. Now you may have seen people in the gym doing this right here with dumbbells, okay? And they think that they are strengthening the rotator cuff when they're doing this. But in reality, all you're doing is doing an isometric hold of the biceps. Now, I don't say this to make fun of anybody. I truly want people to know how to strengthen the rotator cuff so that they can avoid injuries in the future and so that they can do normal activities without any pain. So let's go ahead and look at the first rotator cuff strengthening exercise. So we mentioned that there's 3 main motions of the rotator cuff: external rotation, internal rotation, and then abduction. Okay, so first we're going to look at external rotation. Now because of the way that the scapula is angled on your back and because of the angle of the actual muscles that do external rotation, it's very important to do this exercise correctly. So when we're doing this exercise, we're not just going to start here and then come straight out into external rotation. That is working the rotator cuff muscles, but it's better to come up at an angle just a little bit. And also it's better to keep your elbow off of your side just a little bit, okay? About 10 to 15 degrees. You can roll up a towel and put it under your arm if you're a beginner. But if you are a little bit more trained and you have a little bit stronger rotator cuff and you want to try to be able to hold your elbow in space and do the motion at the same time, that's a great way to do this exercise, but at a more advanced level. So I'm going to show you today how to do this in a gym. So we're going to set the pulley at about hip level, and we're starting with our hand right here in the middle of our belly, right kind of where our belly button is. Okay, I'm not going to use a towel, but I'm going to hold my elbow up in space. And what you're going to do from here is rotate and pull it outward like this. And you're going up at a slight angle, okay? And then you come back down to here. And you really don't need much weight with this. This right here is on 10 pounds. I honestly wouldn't go much higher than 10 pounds because once you go up in weight, now you're working some of your, like the posterior deltoid, you're working other muscles, and you're really not focusing strictly on the rotator cuff external rotators. You want to do it, buddy? Yeah? Here, let me finish. So what we're going to do, keep that elbow in space, and you're going to keep your chest up and your shoulders back just a little bit. You want to make sure that your shoulder blades stay tight on your rib cages. So I'm in this position, I'm coming out and then back in, just like this. Okay? And after you do about 10 or so, 10 to 15, you should really start to feel a burn right in here, deep in the shoulder. All right? And remember, you don't want to twist your body. You're not going to rotate the shoulder blade like this, okay? We don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. You're just here, you're rotating out, come back in. The only thing that should be moving is this joint right here, and obviously your hand. Rotate out, come back in. Okay, so maybe you're not in a gym, but you want to do this exercise at home. What can you do? So you can do it on a couch, on your bed, or even on the floor. So what we're going to do is lay on our side. If we want to strengthen the right side, we're going to lay on our left side. Okay, so get in a comfortable position. You can have a pillow here. What you're going to do, you can also keep your elbow up like I was doing over there, or you can put a little towel roll under your elbow. And you can hold a weight, like 5 pounds or under, or you can hold a can of beans, a bottle of water, just something that gives you a little bit more weight. And again, maintaining this angle right here, 90 degrees, and all the rotation is happening right here at the shoulder. Okay, we're not rotating with our body. You're not pushing out like this, because now that's just a tricep exercise. Also, we're not just rotating like this, okay, because you're doing a little bit more bicep brachioradialis. We're rotating. The rest of our body is not moving. You're just rotating up and then down, up and then down. Okay, 15 to 20 times, 3 to 4 sets. I know this is a long explanation for a simple exercise, but honestly, you have to do it correctly, because if we don't do this correctly, then you're just going to irritate an injury that might already be there, and you're not truly going to strengthen the muscles that you want to strengthen. So now we're going to look at internal rotation. Honestly, the internal rotator muscles are generally pretty strong, mainly because the pec muscles are a big internal rotator. So not a whole lot of people do this, but it's still important to do. Again, we're going to do light weight, and we're going to start with the pulley a little bit higher than where it was before. So for internal rotation, we're going to have the pulley start up here, even with our shoulder, kind of right in here, in between the shoulder and the pec. Okay, so we're going to step out a little bit. Again, keeping our shoulders back, chest out, elbow out a little bit, and then you're going to rotate in towards your belly button, and then back out. And again, we're coming down at an angle. Because of the way that the muscles are aligned, you have to come down at a little bit of an angle. So we're pulling down and then back out, down and back out. Lighter weight, more reps. Okay, you should do about 3 to 4 sets of about 15 to 20 repetitions. So the last exercise we're going to look at is called abduction. And really it's called scaption, but we won't get too technical. Because straight abduction is out here to the side. Straight flexion is right here to the front, but we're going to go right in between, kind of like a V with our arms. Okay, and that is really going to work the last rotator cuff muscle that we want to target today. So you're going to come up, keep the elbow straight, just go to a little bit above 90 and then bring it back down. Just like our other exercises, we're keeping the shoulder blades back a little bit, the chest forward. Okay, keep your core tight. You're coming up and then back down. Now again, you also want to use lighter weights. This is 3 kilos, so a little over 6 pounds. Now, this might be a little too much, because if we do too much weight, we're working more our deltoids, and we really want to target the rotator cuff muscles. So we do lighter weights, but more reps. If you do this exercise and you feel like your back is arching, or you have to use momentum to get it up, or you're really struggling to get to 90 and your elbows are bending, now you're using more of your biceps to bring it up, then you're probably doing too much weight. You want to lower the weight and get one that you can do about 15 to 20 reps with perfect form. After 15 to 20 reps, you want to rest, and you're going to do about 3 to 4 sets of this. All right, those are 3 great rotator cuff exercises. If you found this video helpful, if you like my content, please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. That would be a huge help to me. I hope that you find all these videos helpful and that you're able to be more aware of your body, how it moves, so that we can avoid injury in the future. Thanks, everyone.